Investment Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire has sought to clarify recent opposition claims about the status of the DSH agreement and project, asserting that the previous Allen Chastanet government made some missteps in meeting the contractual commitments with the investor. In a government interview distributed Thursday, Hilaire responded to allegations by opposition leader Allen Chastanet that the investors are gearing up to sue St. Lucia. The ex-prime minister is blaming the current SLP administration for the stalled project, but Hilaire says this is not the case, and the 2016 deal was fraught with folly.
Since the Labour Party came back into government, we had our engagement with DSH. We repeated our position to DSH. We are not opposed to a development in Vieux-Fort. We want development projects all over the country, but they must be done in a way which is acceptable to the people of St. Lucia and consistent with our laws. And we said to them, the DSH agreement, as we know it, has to be renegotiated. We need to sit at the table and to discuss the provisions, because there are provisions that we had a difficulty with. DSH's position then was that the why they had not been able to implement the agreement because the last government, led by the leader of the opposition, had not stuck to their commitments and did not, in a rightful manner, implemented what was agreed, and the manner of conducting business was questionable.
So what does this mean for St. Lucia? Hilaire insists that the current SLP government, which is not averse to the project, believes provisions of the agreement were not advantageous to the country and wanted to revise the deal struck by the Chastanet regime. The two sides have not yet reached a compromise, and the investor at last count had hinted at possible arbitration.
Then they indicated to us, look, St. Lucia has not delivered, especially under the last government, and therefore they are minded to go to arbitration. The St. Lucia Labour Party government, which is in office right now, has never cancelled any agreement, did not abandon any agreement. Our position with DSH was one of the government of St. Lucia, although led by Allen Chastanet, signed an agreement. We want an opportunity to renegotiate it. So contrary to what the leader of the opposition said, we did not cancel any agreements. But he is right that DSH has indicated to us that they are, they served notice on us of an intent to go to arbitration, because in their view, the last government did not deliver. So Allen Chastanet signed an agreement with them, and then found out he could not deliver, and the people of St. Lucia did not favor what he wanted to do. And therefore, in their view, he had not delivered, and therefore St. Lucia had not delivered. And they would want St. Lucia to pay them a fee for them to walk away. Of course, our position was that let's go to arbitration.
Hilaire is disheartened by the perceived glib display by the leader of the opposition of the possibility of a lawsuit against the state, which could be devastating to the country.
When the government and people of St. Lucia are sued for millions, tens of millions of dollars, do you know the destruction and the suffering that can cause to the government and people of St. Lucia for an agreement that you signed? How is it that he knows all the details of what DSH is going to do? How is it? And I think he needs to tell the people of St. Lucia why in the first place he signed such a horrendous agreement, what was on the table, what was discussed, how did he reach a conclusion to sign that agreement? And now that DSH, in confidence to us, and we've never said anything in public, up to today, before today, that he knows DSH is planning to sue St. Lucia. He needs to come open and transparent with St. Lucia.
Hilaire says the government will do all in its power to protect the best interests of the country in the arbitration process and is consulting its legal counsel. The investment minister made it clear that the state has no stake in the DSH racetrack and also denied any government involvement in the upcoming Creole Heritage Week local horse race.